This is Valley News Live at noon.
We start with the story that's new at noon. The man at the center of an armed standoff in Jamestown is now formally facing charges. Kevin Garnica was booked into the Stutsman County Jail on charges of terrorizing, preventing arrest, possession of meth, and felonious restraint. Police say on August 4th, a woman escaped a home after being held against her will, and then Garnica barricaded himself inside that Jamestown home for several hours. Authorities say he had made threats weeks before that he would hurt or even kill law enforcement. Homes and a daycare nearby had to be evacuated until that situation was resolved. Fargo police are searching for a person who prompted a large police presence by an elementary school. It started last night around 11:30 when police tried to stop someone for an outstanding warrant. That person then took off and police blocked streets to find them. It happened in the 1600 block of Main Avenue near Jefferson Elementary. A police canine was even called in, but that person escaped. Authorities are still investigating. New information on that George Floyd murder case. Former Minneapolis police officers Tou Thao and J. Alexander King are appealing their federal sentences for violating George Floyd's civil rights. Last month, Thao was sentenced to 3.5 years. King to 3 years after a jury found them guilty of violating Floyd's civil rights in 2020. That jury found that they deprived Floyd of medical care and failed to stop Derek Chauvin as he knelt on Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes while Floyd gasped for air. Thao and King are still awaiting a state trial that's coming up in October. Taking that live look outside right now at our Grand Forks Skycam. A little dark out there, could see some rain, but you know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. We're kind of dry in some spots. Could use a little drink of water. Summer Schnellbach is in with a check of that forecast. Good afternoon, Summer.
Good afternoon, Jordan, and thank you all for joining us today at noon. And yeah, we definitely need some rain in some areas. Those sunflower fields are in full bloom, and this little guy might want a drink of water. Thank you so much to Bobby for sending in this amazing photo of a sunflower in Mapleton, North Dakota. And my friend here, Mr. Skinny, he's out moonlight mousing in the field of sunflowers as well. Maybe he doesn't want to get rained on, but we could use the rain. Temperatures right now are in the 70s. We have increasing cloud cover, and thankfully, there is some rain on radar moving into our westernmost counties, areas like the James River Valley, just off to the west still of Devil's Lake, and then down towards Ellendale, Oaks, and back down towards Sisseton. That's where we're currently seeing that rainfall, and we need it because now, as of the drought update this morning, parts of the southern Red River Valley have been upgraded to moderate drought conditions. So, Jordan, coming up in just a few minutes, I'll have another look at where that rain currently is, where it's headed, and how many more rain chances we have in the upcoming forecast.
All right, we could use it, so hopefully it happens. Summer, thank you this afternoon. The governors of Arizona and Texas are both sending migrants who have requested asylum in the U.S. to Washington, D.C. and New York State. The programs cost those states millions of dollars, but the governors both say it is necessary to relieve the strain on the cities along the Mexican border. Critics say that busing people out is just a political stunt. Natalie Brand has more details from Capitol Hill.
Dozens of migrants arrived in Washington, D.C. after a more than 1,700-mile bus trip from Del Rio, Texas. Volunteers greeted them with breakfast at a nearby shelter. This man says he came from Venezuela and says many people have been harmed by the government. They've been targeted. Texas Governor Greg Abbott started what he calls Operation Lone Star in April. He says it's in response to President Biden's immigration policies and is necessary to relieve the burden on border cities.
They cannot handle the overwhelming number of illegal immigrants coming across the border.
Texas says it sent more than 6,500 asylum seekers out of state. The migrants have already been processed and released by the Department of Homeland Security. While most have arrived into Washington, D.C., starting this week, buses headed to New York City.
This is a political stunt by Governor Abbott. He's unfortunately using human beings as political pawns.
New York says it's opened 11 emergency shelters.
I'm Muriel Bowser.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser has said her city is at a tipping point and requested aid from the D.C. National Guard to help with logistical support. That request was rejected by the administration. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
FEMA has given $1 million to SAMU First Response. It's a nonprofit group that is providing most of the aid to immigrants as they arrive in D.C. Get ready to drop an extra $1,500 if you want a new General Motors vehicle. GM is now making a 3-year subscription to OnStar standard. The vehicles come with OnStar hardware already installed, but subscribing to that service used to be optional. New vehicles still technically listed as an option, and you can opt out of it, but you still have to pay the $1,500 subscription fee either way. United Way and Shields Arena are partnering up to help area students for the upcoming school year. Today is the last day for that school supply drive happening in the parking lot of the Shields Arena, where anyone can drive up and take a backpack filled with school supplies. United Way's goal this year was to pack 6,000 backpacks, and within the first day they had a record turnout, giving away 2,400 of those backpacks.
We know that families are having to make some tough choices, and by having access to all of these supplies for them, hopefully it's just one stress reducer that they can have, and their kids can have what they need on day one of school this year.
The event is going on right now. You have about an hour left. It ends at 1 this afternoon. Saving some green coming up. How to get the most bang for your buck when you're shopping at the grocery store. But next, you might want to run to the store and grab some food for grilling. It's pleasant weather to be out on the patio if you can dodge those showers. Summer Schnellbach has your forecast.